Hey y'all, it's Chris with Rockin Farm, just fixing some breakfast here because we have a big day today. Panchita is over her piglets. I mean, they're getting to the point where it's just like parental abuse, you know? I mean, I saw the other day, she was laying down feeding them. She wanted to get up, and they're big enough now that they muscled her into staying down. So she is over those piglets, and I want my mama happy. So today is weaning day. We're going to move Panchita to a new paddock. Today is also second dose of dewormer day. It's also ear tagging day, and it's also castration day. So we have got a very, very big day. For those of you that are saying like, oh my gosh, that sounds so horrible. Well, I want you to think about it from this perspective. If you found out that your 6-year-old child needed to have 4 teeth removed, would we just go to the dentist and get the 4 teeth removed, or would we go back to the dentist 4 separate times? I try to make sure that, you know, just the weaning alone is a traumatic process for the pigs, right? All of a sudden, the mama they've known for the last 7 weeks is gone. So I try to just induce all the trauma all at once, all in one day, as early in the day as I possibly can, and then just let them go from there. So we'll be trying to film as much of this as we can. It might be a little tough at times, but we'll see what we can get on film. All right, y'all. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get us moving Panchita on film. It's not the end of the world. Y'all have seen me move a pig before. If you haven't, I'll try and find a video and post it in the upper right-hand corner. There's always the possibility of stuff going really, really wrong when you're moving a pig. I've got 5 big acres, partially unfenced where there's a creek bed. Dogs can get stupid and do something dumb. Like, there's just stuff that can go wrong when it comes to moving a pig. So I kind of need everybody paying attention just in case. And it's also super duper windy out there today. So we got her moved very successfully. And as you can see behind me, I have 6 very unhappy, wondering where the heck mom is pigs. But that's part of the trauma of the day. We're going to finish up all of our chores, get all of the animals fed, get the feed mixed for the next meals. I'll get some feed mixed specifically for these piglets because for the last several weeks they've been eating just out of mom's pan. So I'll get some feed mixed up specifically for these piglets. And then once we're done with all of the traumatic stuff, we'll give them some food and they will just kind of move on with life. All right, y'all, so here is the plan. I'm going to set down a feed bowl to entice the piglets to the feed. I'm going to snag the piglets up one at a time, hand them to my son, who is going to put them in cages. They're just off camera right here. I'll pick the food bowl back up once we get the last pig caught. I've got 1 pig that just needs her ivermectin shot because we're keeping her. She's going to become part of our breeding program, so I'm not going to tag her ears. She's not leaving my farm, and obviously it's a she, so she doesn't need to be castrated. I've got 3 other females that all need their ivermectin shot and their ears tagged, and then I need the 2 boys, ivermectin shots, ears tagged, and castrated. Now, we're going to film the majority of this process. I just want to talk about it a little bit first. So for the tagging, we always tag our females in the right ear and our males in the left ear. And that is because any man who is married knows women are always right. So that just helps us keep, it's easy to be able to go out and just go male, male, female, female, just by looking at the ear tags. So right ear is female, left ear is male. Yellow is breeder and green is feeder. So we have 2 different colors of ear tags. So if it's a green tag in the left ear, that is a barrow. It's a male feeder pig. If it's a green tag in the right ear, then we know that that is one of my gilts that I'm raising up for meat here on our homestead. Like I said, yellow tags are breeders. I've got the 2 males are both getting castrated. We don't have any breed quality males out of this particular litter. Let me see, castration. I'm always flat out with y'all, right? I'm always totally honest. I've never castrated a pig before. I've seen it done a few times, and then I did what everybody else does. I watched a million damn videos. So I've seen it in person a couple of times. I've watched a million videos. I feel confident in my ability to do this, but I'm not gonna lie, my stomach's kind of churning a little bit because I do fine with blood. And when I watch those medical shows, and the chest is all opened up and the guts are there, that doesn't bother me at all. But I've always had to look away for the actual incision. There is something about the process of cutting the skin and it opening that just kind of turns my gut a little bit, being totally honest, but it's something I've got to get over because I'm not going to pay for every pig I own to get castrated. So if you see me get a little bit kind of like, ooh, while I'm castrating the pigs, y'all, that's just me being open, real, and honest. Soupies! Soupies! In the cage. Try and catch the other male.
His head gets mine. There you go.
All right, y'all, so this is actually a couple of weeks after I started filming this video, and it was the first time I'd ever tried to castrate. I watched a bunch of video, but apparently I didn't watch enough. I was just having a very difficult time. It just wasn't quite happening for me. I felt like I was actually, causing injury to the boars. So I just called it quits. And the next day I took the pigs over to my friend Melinda's house with 8 Time Family Farm. And her sons helped me castrate both the boars. I got a good lesson while I was over there, but I was still having some difficulty with the actual process while I was there. And quite frankly, I think it's exactly what I was talking about. Like, the act of the incision was... I was being too timid. It was just kind of... I think I was playing mind games with myself, to be honest with you. So I'm man enough to admit when I am not man enough to do something. I called in the pros. They helped me out. I got those 2 boars castrated. Well, here we are about 3 weeks later, and I've got like 4 more little boars that I need to castrate. So here's round 2 of the effort.
Be a good pig. Be a good pig.
So y'all, that actually went better than expected. Second time trying to castrate, it was one of those come heck or high water type situations. I did not want to have to go back crawling on my hands and knees to go talk to Melinda and her boys again. We had 5 boars to castrate total. One of them was my little runt, that he's just so teeny tiny that I was afraid to slice my thumb off just because there's not enough area to work. Basically with him, I've got until he's like 16-ish weeks old to get him castrated. There's a lot of things that could happen with him. I mean, yes, he's super teeny tiny and super runty, but there's a possibility that at some point he could really start to flourish. I'm kind of not seeing it. So that's why, honestly, I think he'll make a great companion pig if we can get him castrated. If we can't get him castrated, then he's going to be a roaster pig. There was another pig that we could only palpate 1 testicle. So I'm just going to try again in like 3 or 4 days with that pig. And cross my fingers that it doesn't have an undescended testicle, because I really need him to fulfill a feeder order. And if I can't get both testicles out, then he's going to have to be a roaster pig too. So there was 2 more that went really well. And then there was 1 additional one that everything went really good, but then we had a little bit of a scare. So I could palpate the testicles very, very easily. I made incision number 1, testicle popped right out. We pulled it out. Made incision number 2, testicle popped right out. We pulled it out. And then before I could pick him up, I started noticing that it looked like some intestines were starting to try to want to poke out of the hole of one of the testicles. So that tells me that the pig probably had a hernia. I very, very quickly just pinched it, pinched the skin, and pulled out a suture kit, whipped a few stitches in it. The stitches held absolutely fine, and sprayed it with a little bit of betadine, just because, you know, my hands were all up on, you know, longer than usual. Usually it's cut, pinch, pull. This was like pinch, hold. So I sprayed a little bit of betadine on there and put him back in, and he's up moving around, eating food. So fingers crossed that heals up real nice and that all of his insides stay where they're supposed to stay, because otherwise I'll just have to lay him down. So that was a little bit scary. And so, I mean, I'll tell you what, y'all, this is my life. This is totally my life. It's, hey, let me give this a go because I want to be a successful homesteader. Oh, hey, very first time I try it, let me run into something that a lot of homesteaders or people that raise pigs have never seen in their life. That's me. So cutting into a testicular cavity, and like I said, the cut was just deep enough that with a little bit of a squeeze, the testicle came out of the incision. So, I mean, it was a perfect cut. And then a couple minutes later, here comes like some intestines wanting to poke out of that hole. So I'm guessing that was a hernia. Scared the heck out of me, but we reacted quickly, got it stitched up, and now that pig is moving around just fine. But yes, that's my life. Like, everything in the world will happen to me so I can talk to y'all about it, so that you'll hopefully know what to do if it ever happens to you, but it probably never will. But that's my life. So like I said, it went well. We did some evals a few days ago. We got them all tagged up. They've had 2 doses of a deworming agent now. Most of the boys are castrated. We got 3 out of the 5 castrated. So there's the one that we can only palpate one testicle, and then there's a runt. That's all that's left. And then if y'all could just please pray and cross your fingers that the one that I had to stitch up heals up just fine, and I can get him off the farm, that would be fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and leave this video here, y'all. This has been Chris with the Rockin' Farm. Until I see y'all again, be happy, live healthy.